All right, Sephora here, and in this video I'm going to be going over how to set up an assignment in Canvas and then some of the elements to include in that assignment, best practices stuff. All right, let's jump right in. So looking at my, marine biology class, we're looking in the weekly modules. One of the first things you'll see is that all of my assignments have the same labeling to them, and I think we're adopting that across the district. So week 3, lesson 1, week 3, lesson 2, etc. And then I have a test down here as well. One of the other things that you'll see is that when you create an assignment, it should have this symbol here, the little piece of paper with the pencil. That indicates that it's actually an assignment. And that is different from a page or anything else. So when you hit the plus here, right, we're going to hit add, right? You can do files, quizzes, pages, discussions, all these. Only assignments and quizzes go into the gradebook or show up in the student's calendar or to-do list. So if you're creating an assignment, that's an assignment. If you're creating a quiz or an assessment, that's a separate thing, that's a quiz, but those will go into the gradebook and on their to-do list. So that is something important to note and remember there. So let's take a look at the actual assignment itself. Boop. Okay, so some of the elements of an assignment when I create one of the first things that I think is the most important is that you clearly label right at the top in bold, underlined, highlighted, what it is that the student has to do to complete this assignment and then how they do that. In other words, where do they do that? What do they do? So right here, this is completely weekly questions, and it is a Google Doc linked below. So right away, before we get into the content, the student, the parent can see this is what you need to do to complete this assignment. We need to fill out this Google Doc. Okay, so that needs to be crystal clear, I think, and right up front. Then you can get into the detail of explaining how they need to do that below that. The other elements in an assignment, I think it's important to include all the content to complete that assignment right here in Canvas in this space. So I have embedded a video for them to watch, which is just a presentation that I have below, but it's a video of me going over it. And then I've included the actual slideshow, and I tell them which slides they need to take notes on. So it's these slides. And I've included a link to that slideshow as well, but they can flip through it right here. It's an embedded Google Doc. I'm going to go through a separate video on how to embed Google presentations or Google Forms, hyperlinks, all of that. So kind of adding some of these elements to your presentation. And then at the bottom is an actual, it is there, Google Doc form that they have to fill out. And I'll go through that on a separate video as well. But it would look like this. They would open this up, complete it, and then it would show up right in the assignment, and it would be taken off their checklist. Pretty cool. One of the other features that I think is essential to any assignment you post on Canvas is to include a short little video of you just introducing the assignment itself. We're not getting into the content here. We're not lecturing or anything like that. You're just simply introducing the assignment to the students. And it's basically what you have right up top here, but just in words. It's another way to kind of repeat the same information, but in a different way, teaching. So it's and I'll show you how to do that in just a second. When you're editing the assignment, it's a little box that pops up really quick, and you just take a quick video saying, hey, this is Mr. Sephora. This week's assignment is the weekly questions. You're going to fill out the Google Docs below, and you're going to use the video and the presentation to answer those questions. So take notes on that and then complete that Google Docs if you have any questions. These are the office hours. These are the class meeting times. Have a great week. And that's it. You're out. Usually mine are like, 30 seconds to a minute and a half, real short and to the point. Why that's so important? It's important for students to, one, see your face and hear your voice, right? As many times as possible. They're used to seeing your face and hearing your voice 5 days a week, all day long, and now they don't get that as much. So that's really nice for them. It's also just a verbal explanation of written instructions. And so that's one more way for students and parents to get the correct information and figure it out, what it is they need to do and how they need to do it. So that's an important element to add in there. And I'll show you how we do that. So Once you've kind of created this template for your lessons, you can keep using that again and again and again. And how you do that is you would just go to this Edit Assignment Settings right here, and you would open that up, and it would look like this. And then you would just, grab, copy that basic template that you've made, and you would create a new assignment. And where you create new assignments, well, you do that in your weekly modules, and then you create a new assignment, give it a name. I've labeled this one Sample because it's just an example one. And then I'm going to hit paste. And now that I've pasted in, right, the old assignments information, but in the same layout, I'll just change the labeling, right? Change the variables that you need to change in there, and then add in any more information. But week to week, students are going to be seeing the same sort of layout and the same template. But again, the important elements here are in each assignment, once they open it, they see right away what it is that they need to do and how they need to do it, and there's some written explanation. I think that's really important in every assignment that you post, is to not just have an assignment open and have it be a link. It's like, what am I supposed to do with this? So you need to tell them that and then post the links in there. Okay, we can also look down here under the hood at how we set up that assignment. So I'll show you one that I already have set up. So here we have the assignment settings. So these are all things that you need to be, checking and filling out, making sure they're correct and consistent in how you do it. You have the number of points, whether it's an assessment or an assignment, and the submission type. I'm going to do a separate video on this later, so I'll explain that. And then I also already did a video on the assigning part of it, and so the due date, and then the available from, and it's really important to have the until date be the end of the trimester so that students and parents can go back and look at the student's work, but also they can just see what the assignment was after the due date, and this allows them to do that. Okay. I think I have pretty much covered everything I want to cover in this particular video. Oh, wait a minute. How do you make this little video where you explain it? That's this right here. This little record upload media button. I'm going to circle it again and again. After you have set up your assignment, so I've got one here that I'm going to make this week. I'm going to click this record media upload. A little box will appear. Now, I'm not going to allow Canvas to access my webcam video right now because I'm using it to make this video. But you would normally click OK. A little screen would pop up. It would go 3, 2, 1, and you'd shoot that video saying, hey, it's me, your teacher, remember me? And then you would explain what the assignment is this week and save it, and it'll just embed it right there at the top, like this little box, and then it'll look like that from the student side of things right here when they're done. So that is my lesson assignment 101 on Canvas. Some of the important elements I think everyone should include in their lessons. And again, this is a work in art that I am constantly making minor adjustments to, but I also think it's important to be consistent week to week so that when students flip through here, they are seeing the same sort of style, and they don't have to figure out how to navigate like your instruction. They have to figure out how to navigate through the new curriculum and the actual content and the learning itself. Okay, enough of that. I will post some links to a couple of example lessons that I have posted in the Canvas Commons so that you can go and take a look at those if you want to, and I'll put that in the comment thread for this video. Thanks for stopping by.